This is big breaking emergency news. A small town in Pennsylvania is now experiencing a crisis in emergency situations as thousands of people have arrived in this town. We are seeing a issue with housing. We are seeing a issue with jobs. They just had a factory shut down as well too. The local factory in town is closing down as thousands of people have just arrived in this small Pennsylvania town, right? There's only around 4,000 residents, and at least 1,000 to 2,000 people have just arrived. So let's get into the details here. Really quick, guys, please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on all this big news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. All right, so this is happening in the small town of Charleroi, Pennsylvania. This is a little bit south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we are seeing 1,000 to 2,000 people at least have shown up to this small town. This is a very, very small town, right? There's only 4,000 residents here. And it is also being reported for this town that there are dozens and dozens of buses and vans that are now stationed around the city that are providing transportation to the migrants that have shown up, right? So listen to this report here from the local news in Charleroi. They're going to tell you what's going on here. And this is a big story, right? Another city is being brought to a crisis point right now. And they're even smaller than Springfield, right? Springfield has 58,000. There's only 4,000 people here. Listen to the story here and more details on it.
Now, Charleroi is in the national spotlight and right in the middle of an immigration debate after a comment from former President Donald Trump.
Likewise, the small 4,000-person town of Charleroi, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Charleroi. What a beautiful name. But it's not so beautiful now. Has experienced a 2,000% increase in the population of Haitian migrants.
The attention comes after Anchor Hawking announced the closure of the plant there. Channel 11's Andrew Havranek joins us in Charleroi after talking to local leaders who say the problem that they need help with has nothing to do with immigration.
Despite the nice weather, it was a quiet Monday afternoon walking up and down the streets of Charleroi. But the small river town has been thrust into the national spotlight after former President Donald Trump made comments over the weekend about the growing Haitian immigrant population.
I have seen more foreigners and actually spoken to a few, and that's where I found out they were Haitian.
Charleroi was thrust into the national spotlight last week by former President Donald Trump. Speaking at a campaign rally in Tucson, Arizona, Trump mentioned the influx of immigrants to the borough. The comments were not well received by Kristen Hopkins-Kalsick, the borough council president.
I don't look kindly at anyone using our town for political gain unless they are willing to offer help.
Hopkins-Kalsick says Charleroi's problems are not because of immigrants. She was out of town today attending meetings to try to keep the Anchor Hawking glass plant in town after the company announced plans to close it for good by the end of the year.
At this point, we have possibly 325 people that are fighting for their jobs, main industry in our town that is at risk. We have workers from 44 different nationalities that have worked to help our industry in town.
With the new national attention, she's calling for elected leaders to send funds to Charleroi to help. One of the things they need help with is students in the school district, many of whom don't speak English. Channel 11 told you in the spring the district was working to support a growing number of ELA students. There are now 225 students in the program, up from 172 in March.
We are one of the only small towns in Pennsylvania that have a population increase and an upturn in our economy. I don't want anyone's comments on either side of the aisle take us back.
Donald Trump got 61% of the vote here in Washington County in both 2016 and 2020. He's hoping to get more support this November. Reporting tonight in Charleroi, Andrew Havranek, Channel 11 News.
All right, so you heard that there. That's what's being reported in Charleroi, and they're saying that hundreds of new children are being enrolled that cannot speak English, right? That's a special program where they have to hire translators, and they said that there are around 300 kids in this town of 4,000 people that need help now. Okay, it's also being reported there too that the glass factory is closing down, and hundreds of people work there. There's already a strain on jobs, and now a factory is closing down too. At the same time, thousands of people are moving in and looking for jobs. So this is a major problem that's happening in the city here. The councilwoman, head of the borough council, said that it should not be a problem and they're going to be able to handle it. All right, that's her words. But citizens there are saying that they notice things are different. And it's also being reported here, people are taking video, boots on the ground in Charleroi, and they're reporting that there's dozens, reportedly 20 to 30, maybe even up to 40 different vans and buses that are all around the city. And this company is called the Wellington Staffing Company, and they have their buses and vans parked all around the city at different apartment complexes and different shelters for transportation. And it's being reported that migrants are being transported to and from the meat packing facilities. Okay, it's reportedly that there is a lot of the migrants are working at the meat facilities there, and allegedly one of them is Tyson, right? That the meat gets shipped to. That's what people are reporting on the ground. And they're also saying that these buses and vans are being used to transport people to and from the factories and to work and to around town, right? And they're saying these vans are just popping up everywhere, and they were documenting that they're all over the place. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff happening in this small town right now. Let me know down below if you live in this area. Let me know what you're seeing. This is right south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay, this is happening in hundreds of small towns potentially around the country. And what are you seeing? Right? What do you think's going on? Why is this happening? There's a lot of new arrivals that are arriving through these federal programs, these federal asylum programs from specific countries. That's why we keep hearing about specific countries, because certain countries like Haiti and Venezuela have been designated a special protected status through the asylum claims, and their claims are expedited, right? And they also, most people cannot be deported as well too from these certain countries. They have special status where essentially once they're in the country, they cannot be deported unless they are committing extreme crimes, okay, accused of extreme crimes. And even then, certain countries like Venezuela and other countries are not even coordinating with the U.S. to return any type of convicted criminals. Okay, so that's the situation here. And right now I am also seeing multiple other towns in Pennsylvania and throughout the country that are experiencing the same crisis right now, right? It's hitting Springfield. It's affecting Aurora, Denver, Colorado. It's affecting Chicago, New York City, Miami. There is a crisis in all these towns across the country, and I will keep you guys updated on what is happening there and bring you these stories. So thank you guys. I hope you are staying safe out there. I hope you have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.